The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Reports indicate the Jets will be aggressive this offseason. How aggressive and what exactly does that mean? We'll talk about that and much more. PK from Badlands will join me. It's the Jake Asman Show. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hit it and get it started.
I let the organization down, and I let the players down, and that burns me. It really does. This season's on me, and we're going to work our ass off to get this shit exactly where it needs to be.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Smash the like button and, of course, hit the subscribe button. We are presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. If you missed it earlier, we did, in fact, reach our goal over 44,000 subscribers. Our goal is to get to 50,000 by week 1 of the 2026 season. Thanks to everyone for being along for the ride. The best for the Jets, and I believe for this show, is yet to come. With that said, we say hello to a good friend of the program. He's part of the Badlands Network. It's our guy, PK, Paul Kilgallen, who joins us now. Paul, what's going on, man?
Not much. Thanks for having me on. This, first of all, fantastic production value to open the show there. I feel like you've stepped that up a good bit, huh?
I mean, you got to invest back in the community when the community is able to support me, despite the fact the team we cover has been as bad as the Jets have been. So we always try to make improvements, and I got the best guy in the business, my guy, Gator McCluskey.
Love that. So let me ask you a couple questions about this. So that intro about starting a new era, all that has to have been recorded before last season, correct?
You know what? It was recorded, I guess, towards the end of the season or maybe after the trade deadline. Okay. You know, I mean, it's tough right now. There's no doubt. I think now that enough time has, I guess, kind of passed since the season's ended, you're trying to move forward and talk about, you know, the draft and the combine next week and free agency before that. But I don't know if you feel this. This is about as down as the fan base has been, I think, since I've ever been a fan of the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's so like the Gase era to me, I got apathetic. And I kind of was touching apathetic at the end of this season, but I was able to kind of compartmentalize it a little bit because I was like, it's Brady Cook. Like this team, they've given up. Like this is not a real NFL team that's going out and attempting to compete and win games. This is in shut it down eval mode. And so it allowed me to disconnect emotionally, which I think was probably healthy for me. Because especially doing what we do, like you can't walk away. You can't not watch a game. You can't be invested. You don't have that freedom to do that. So if you're going to have to sit and watch through it, I think it's helpful to like disconnect emotionally a little bit from it and just try to view it objectively and like take stock like you would if you owned a shop and you were taking inventory. And so that I think was helpful to me. During the Gase years, I got so down because I really, and like, look, this is not a revisionist thing. Like I was a Sam Darnold guy. I hated drafting Zach Wilson. I was never into it. And I felt like Gase ruined that for us. I understood it at the time objectively, but I felt like Gase ruined that for us. And so during those Gase years, it just felt like everybody knew he was a walking corpse. Everybody knew that big changes were coming, and it was just like, why are we even doing this? And I think there's still enough newness with Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji for me that like he's not a retread second go around guy like Gase was coming from Miami, that I can, and maybe it's delusion, but like there's enough for me to hang on still and be like, maybe things could be different this year. And we'll see. Maybe I'm the silliest one of all of us. But we'll see.
I think the problem is, even by the end of the Gase year, like I had renewed optimism, even though, like you, I was a big Sam guy. And by the end, I just thought he was broken and Gase ruined him. So I can't sit here and be hypocritical and be like, how could they move on? And I just thought, you know, they ruined him. And it turned out they did. And then Sam needed to get rehabilitated 2 teams later with the Niners for a year and then going to O'Connell after that to turn it around. But seeing Sam win the Super Bowl, that was like the last remnants of like the Adam Gase, Joe Douglas impact on the franchise of that era. Because just seeing Sam, a guy they drafted, they traded up and took, they got the right guy. And it just shows you the organization can fail the player. And there's no better example than Sam Darnold.
100%. And I have been pushing back lately on, and like for years, people were like, he needed Shanahan and Kevin O'Connell to fix him. And there was nothing really I could say to argue that. Like, I was like, yeah, probably. But at this point, I'm starting now when we have like the total picture of him taking a team to the Super Bowl and winning, I'm starting to wonder, like, was he broken beyond repair that he couldn't have done it here? Like, obviously he was mentally strong enough to bounce around to 5 teams and fix himself. So like, why does that disqualify him from being mentally strong enough to stay in one city and do it? I'm not sure that it does. It's an unanswerable question. It's not worth debating, but it feels to me like it's lazy, not from our stand, not from you and me having this conversation lazy, but lazy on the part of the franchise to like, really, like, why don't we just go hire a good coach? Why don't we bring in an offensive mind that could have rehabbed that? Like, why wasn't that the plan? Why was the plan to cut and run, reset the rookie quarterback contract? Like, and I guess you could say nobody knew how mentally tough the kid really was. But if you go back to the scouting profile, that kind of was the rap on him, is that he doesn't get rattled. You can he fails and then he bounces back. Like, that was the rap on him. That was the scouting report. And so it's frustrating to look back on and to tie it back to the conversation we're having. I was like pretty dead to the Jets world at the end of that. Like, I had no positive hope moving forward out of that. And then, you hop on with Saleh and Douglas and you think that you're building something there. And that turns out to be a mirage also. And so I'm not as down bad now as I was then, but I understand why others are. I get it. I'm not stupid.
Well, it's just weird because you have all these resources, right? 4 picks in the top 44, 3 ones in 27, all the cap space this year and the projected cap space next year. But I think the problem is usually you could sell hope around a quarterback. I don't see the option at quarterback that's going to bring this fan base together unless they just catch lightning in the bottle with, a trade for Jacoby Brissett. He gives you the Fitzpatrick season, or, they sign Kirk Cousins or Derek Carr and they do the same thing, or maybe they draft Ty Simpson and he's so much better than any of us could have imagined. Like, all these things just feel like long shots. So while they have the resources to improve the overall roster, we've just seen if you don't have the quarterback, there's only so much you could do. The Jets built top 3 defenses in 2 straight years and they maxed out at 7 wins because of how awful the quarterback situation was. So now you have concerns with the head coach and there's no obvious path to get the quarterback. That's why I sense like a complacency or just a lack of like, I don't know, true passion from a fan base that's usually all juiced up in the offseason. It will get there, but it's not where it should be. There should be so much more excitement. And I think it's because it feels like there's a 1 quarterback draft. He's going to go number 1, and then the Jets are sitting there at number 2, and there's no consensus on who even to take with that pick.
That's the challenge for us this offseason is there is no chalk move at quarterback. I feel like you could poll 100 of the smartest football minds on the planet, whoever those people are, right? And you could just ask one single question of those 100 people, say, who should the Jets quarterback be next year? And it can be a rookie, it can be a veteran, it can be a trade, it can be a free agent signing, it can be anything you want. Jake, do you think if you asked that question, you would get 30 of the same answer? Like, I don't know if you would. You might just get 50 different answers with 2 votes each. Like, there is no chalk move for us at quarterback. There is no smartest possible thing we can do. It doesn't exist. And so if next season is going to be a good positive season, it's going to need to be what you said, which is a surprise, whether that's a Fitzpatrick season or McCown season or a rookie playing a little bit better than his draft stock was. And God forbid a rookie starts out of the gate week 1, like we've been down that road before. And so I guess I'm open to being surprised, but there's also nothing that I can get on a microphone here and say, like, this is the right move. And even if you go out and you just say, well, who's the best quarterback that we can get? And then let's just throw every asset at getting that. You could say that's Joe Burrow if he is truly available. I don't know if he actually is or not, but like, would you feel confident he's not going to get hurt here? I wouldn't. I love Joe Burrow. He's my favorite quarterback in the NFL. I would not feel confident that he comes here and doesn't get hurt. So like, there just is no right answer. And that's a really strange, unfamiliar place for us as fans, because usually, like you said, in the offseason, like, we got all the answers, baby. We know what we're going to do, and we don't know this time.
It's crazy. Paul, Kilgallen from Badlands is our guest. If you have a question for Paul, write it in. Super Chats will cut the line. If you missed the first show, here's the giveaway for the afternoon show. It's a signed helmet by Jets Hall of Famer Joe Klecko. Gift a membership to the community to enter. Every membership you gift is a raffle ticket earned for the Klecko helmet and our weekly raffle series, which will be on Friday for the following 4 signed items, Jet fans. Joe Namath, signed jersey. Kenny O, signed jersey. Vinny T, signed jersey. And Chad Pennington, signed helmet. Those are the prizes. So gift away for your chance to win. Paul, there's multiple reports out there that the Jets are going to be aggressive this offseason. We know after they probably June 1st designate Justin Fields for his release, they'll have close to around $90 million or so in salary cap. They got all the draft capital. When you hear reports saying the Jets will be aggressive, what exactly does that mean to you?
Well, first of all, like, you damn well better be. Like, you can't take it with you when you're gone, right? So go ahead and spend it, first of all, because this kind of goes back to the start of our conversation, that this fan base has been pushed to borderline insanity levels. Like, dude, Jets Twitter's weird right now. It's super weird, and it hasn't been this weird, I don't know, like, ever. I tweeted something right after the season ended. I was like, well, we now know that it takes 15 years to drive a fan base insane. Like, scientifically, we've proved it. That's how long it takes to make everybody go mad and lose their brains. And so, like, yeah, you have to do something, because we can't do it anymore. We can't keep doing this year after year. Something has to change. And so, is free agency the best route to go build a team? No, it's not. Like, we saw the Patriots a couple years ago when they dumped all that money into free agency, and then they were 4-12, 4-13 the next season. So it's not the best way, but can it be a Band-Aid to a little bit of relevance until you can use those draft picks that we have, the 5 in the first round in the next 2 years? Like, yeah, it can Band-Aid us a little bit. Be smart with the money. Don't go crazy. As much as I love CJ Mosley, don't give a CJ Mosley contract out. Like, don't pay that kind of tax for somebody to come here, but probably be prepared to pay a little bit of a tax. Don't go sign Le'Veon Bell, equivalent, right? Like, don't do that stuff. Don't be silly, but go spend the money and build a team. And I think probably it might be wiser to spread the money out a little bit. And because there were so many positions for the Jets last year that just were not NFL level players. So, like, I'd almost feel more comfortable getting like 1 or 2 guys at the top of the market, but then spreading the rest of the money around to just like bring us to a baseline level of NFL play at a lot of positions of need. If you're asking me who like top for me is, I think it's Tyler Linderbaum. There's regime change in Baltimore. If he is available, if Jesse Minter doesn't make him priority number 1, then the Jets need to make him priority number 1. And I thought Josh Myers did a really admirable job next year, but I think that if you're going to bring back an AVT, whether that be on a franchise tag or a short-term Band-Aid contract, great. I love AVT. He has only had 1 fully healthy season, I think. And so you need to sign 6. You need to have, not sign, you need to have 6 starting caliber offensive linemen with the plan that you need a second guard at some point. And so Josh Myers is under contract. Keep Myers, get AVT, and then bring in a real center, right? And so that's probably my top. And then, like, go shopping, right? Go shopping at the linebacker spot, go shopping at the safety spot, get that defense as much as you can. Don't go into the draft where you're in a position where you're telegraphing what you're going to do because you didn't do enough in free agency to address a position of severe need, whether that be linebacker or edge or defensive interior or safety or whatever it is, right? Everybody knows we need a quarterback. We can't hide that one. Everybody knows we need a wide receiver too. We can't really hide that one. But go out and shore up the roster to a point that people are going to be guessing what you're going to do at number 2 rather than telegraphing it like we have the last 5 years.
The idea of the Jets going out there and getting Linderbaum to be their center, I love it, because think about it like this. Whether Glenn's here beyond this year or not, and there's a new coaching staff a year from now that's going to tap into the 3 first-round picks to get their quarterback of the future. Then you inherit an offensive line with 2 legitimate bookend tackles, a very good, maybe he's a Pro Bowler by this time next year, and Tippmann at guard, and Linderbaum. You got 4 of your 5 O linemen set and under contract, and they're all young. I love it because no matter who the quarterback is, you're going to give them a chance because they're going to have protection. You feel pretty good about Garrett Wilson, and we'll see who the other playmakers they had to go with Mason Taylor and A.D. Mitchell. Like, that's not a bad jumping off point for any quarterback this year, whether it be a veteran or a day two swing at one of the guys we could throw around. Or, of course, the big prize next year. That's the approach they take if it doesn't work out for the Jets in 2026. So I'd love it. I just wonder if the Ravens would actually let him go. Like, with the Ravens, a team that is so smart, let arguably the best center in the league walk in free agency that they drafted.
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't, right? And they are a smart organization. The only thing that gives me a glimmer of hope is that there's regime change, right? And maybe I don't know how Jesse Minter wants to make that team over in a new image, right? If Harbaugh's still there, I think Harbaugh knows Linderbaum and is just like, yeah, I'm going to bring him back, right? But that's what gives me the glimmer of hope. I still think it's low probability, but if that opportunity exists, please go do it.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. What free agents do you want to see the Jets target? Linderbaum's a name that Paul mentioned. I'll give you a name. Jet fans already know him. John Franklin Myers. Bring him back. They need someone with that mentality, that position flexibility. I'd have no problem bringing in a guy like that back to the D-line. Everyone says Glenn needs his guys. Well, they need guys that have the mentality that JFM has too. If you're going to sign Alex Anzalone, he's got the same type of mentality and play style as what we saw from JFM. That, to me, those type of players, yes, that the Jets obviously need to improve their overall talent, but they need smart guys who understand what they're doing. Because if I have to watch a Jet defense have another miscommunication breakdown or go another year without even coming close to an interception for most of it, like, I'm not going to be able to get through the season, man. Like, it's enough. You have the money. Go fix the defense in free agency and allow yourself to have a lot of options now with those 4 picks in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, and get guys that are going to fix what Duker and Glenn are trying to do on defense, right? So, like, the Wilkes plan, the 4-3 as it was constructed, like, hey, it didn't work out. We didn't really have the personnel for it to begin with, and there are guys now that fit potentially what we think Glenn and Duker want to do on defense, guys like Juwan Briggs and stuff like that. So go get more of those guys to plug that holes. I'm okay with Alex Anzalone. What I don't want is Alex Anzalone to be the primary free agent signing on day one and for the team and the fans to take a lap like we just did something. That's a complimentary piece. Happy to have him here. I'm not going to be upset about it. Just can't be the center of the plan, please.
We got Alex Anzalone, baby. Jets football. We're back. Super chat from Shake and Bake. He's been a channel member for 25 months. Let's go, Shake and Bake. Appreciate you. Weekend Paul, thoughts on targeting Alec Pierce in free agency to fill our wide receiver 2 hole and take best defender available at 2 and 16. PK, your thoughts on Pierce as a wide receiver target?
I mean, I talked a lot about protecting my emotions at the end of last year. I'm going to protect my emotions with Alec Pierce too. I don't think he's getting away. If he does get away, like I talked about with Linderbaum, yes, like absolutely yes. Field stretcher, good guy. Like that is, that's a guy that you invest money in and you target. If the Colts are going to be silly enough to let him walk out the door, I don't think Steichen will.
I'm right there with you. Now, if not him, is Pittman, if Michael Pittman becomes available, same philosophy when it comes to him, or do you like Pierce better than Pittman?
I mean, currently I like Pierce better than Pittman just based on the last couple of years of production, but I loved Pittman at a USC. And I really liked him his first couple of years in the league. And if he suddenly becomes expendable to the Colts because of they want to bring in Alec Pierce and now they want to shed the Pittman money, yeah, I'll line up for that too. Right. Again, we talked about it earlier that the floor is so low at some Jets positions, and wide receiver has been one that, I mean, be honest with each other, Jake, like at the beginning of last offseason, none of us were like wide receiver is solved. We were like, it's Garrett Wilson. And then I guess Alan Lazard's still here. And,
Josh Reynolds, the big free agent signing.
Josh Reynolds, Arian Smith, like the guy from the Rams, whose name I can't even remember now, who was on and off the roster all season. So like,
was that Tyler Johnson?
Tyler Johnson. That's it. So yeah, I mean, Pittman is an obvious floor raiser. I have no problem with the money. We have money to spend. So if that's an option, yep, I'm in on that too.
Comments, questions, super chats. PK with us for a couple more minutes. If you got a question, now is certainly the time. Doc Jet fan, who had a great call during my first stream today, checks in with a $10 super chat. He says, Paul, there may be no smartest thing to do at QB, but there is a dumbest thing to do. That would be signing Kyler Murray and putting him in the same poor culture building as a newly drafted rookie QB. Your take on the Kyler Murray discourse?
Just couldn't possibly agree with this comment anymore. It's nuclear. You cannot touch that. If you are silly enough to touch that button, you're lost. And I can't, like, it's indefensible. I can't go down that road. I can't talk myself into that. I had a hard time talking myself into Aaron Rodgers because of some of the stuff that surrounded him in his career, right? Just like
when they were acquiring him, or
when they were
injuring?
When they were acquiring him,
really? Because I feel like most Jet fans were all about it.
And I was too, right? So I'm not going to sit here and be like I was not down with that. I was, because we just desperately needed something so badly. But internally, there was a lot of like, man, like, I've kind of said this guy's a jerk for a long time, and now I have to sit here and I have to pretend like I didn't say any of that, and I have to like be behind him, and I have to say that no, Aaron Rodgers is just misunderstood, right? Like, so I could work myself there with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think I can do it with Kyler Murray. Like, I don't think I can get myself there. I think that's just, I'm out day one on that.
I'm out on trading for him. No way. I don't want to sign him either. The only way you can have him here is if he costs nothing and you have another veteran competing. Like, you can't just hand him the job and be like, we're set. I don't want him, but like, to me, there's like proposed deals that I've seen from some, like Bill Barnwell wrote a story on ESPN.com. The Jets would trade a fourth for Kyler Murray and get back a sixth. And I laughed at that. Why would the Jets ever take on that contract? You're only taking Murray on if he's free. And even then there's a conversation. It doesn't make sense for the culture.
Yeah, it's like the Osweiler trade back in the day where like you're taking a problem off somebody's hands. And I got to be honest with you, Jake, I think even in that scenario where we're getting something, I'm still not okay with it. Like, to me, he screams like net negative in the building. And like, no matter what you do, no matter what the money is, no matter what the compensation is, I still think it's a drag on your organization. And so there's like pretty much no scenario where I can talk myself into that.
Let me in with a super chat. What's up, Jake? I'd bring in Romeo Doubs at wide receiver 2. Your thoughts? I've always liked him. This year, he had a great season. Well, not great, but a very solid season for his role with the Packers. 55 catches, 724 receiving yards, and he had 6 touchdowns. He's been durable for the most part in his career. I like the player a lot. He's 6'2", so add some size to the receiver room. I don't know if he's actually going to hit the open market. I don't know what his status is there, but I like the player a lot, and I would 100% be on board with signing him.
I'm just in it for the Guardian cap. I want to see how big of a Guardian cap he can wear, and I'm in it for that. I like Romeo Doubs. He's always felt like a wide receiver that's on the edge of something, and he never seems to like scratch through that level to get to the next level. And you know, he's at a point in his career where it's like, maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe this is just who he is. But I think I'm okay with that. Again, we're talking about a really low floor position group for the Jets right now. So if you can just, it's the same kind of thought and I don't want to compare him to Mechie and AD Mitchell. They have had much lower floor careers than Romeo Doubs has had to this point, but it's the same type of move in the sense that, like, is it going to solve everything? No, but is it worth bringing this guy in to kind of raise the level of play around here? Yes.
Super chat from Mike Perez in the raffle for 2. He mentions a sports book I won't mention because we're all about FanDuel around here, but he says they posted the ChatGPT Super Bowl results. They have the Jets going to the Super Bowl next year. I did see this making the rounds today, that ChatGPT put the Jets as their projected Super Bowl winner next year. I think they were playing the Cowboys, so kind of tells you all you need to know about that. But PK, your reaction if the Jets beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl a year from now?
I saw that playoff tree too. The whole AFC was very weird. I'm pretty sure the Browns were in the playoffs too, which I have a hard time getting to right now. But like, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you I saw it and just had like a glimmer of like, wouldn't that be fun? Right? Like, I'm still, at the end of the day, I'm a fan, and you know, you see something like that, as stupid as it is, and you're just like, man, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Couple minutes left with PK. First, let me shout out both Tom and Derek. They each entered our signed Joe Klecko helmet raffle. The newly pardoned, by the way, Joe Klecko. I saw that story the other day. So Derek and Tom, this is for you.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
That's right. We're getting crazy around here. We got this one from Scott, who writes in, where are we at on Brandon Ayuk? It seems like his ceiling is higher than almost every other available wide receiver. What would an Ayuk contract look like? Well, it sounds like he's going to be released, right? So I'm not quite sure what a contract would look like for a guy who couldn't get along with Kyle Shanahan and the Niners and got a huge contract. Then he got hurt. I don't know enough about that situation to even begin to guess what a contract for Brandon Ayuk would look like.
Yeah, I think it would be silly to try to project that out because that's going to be completely determined by the market and the amount of reputational damage that the NFL decides that he did last year. We know what he's worth as a player. He was the one who kind of set the market for like the Garrett Wilson contract and the wide receiver contracts that immediately followed Ayuk. That was the rubric for it all. And so we know what he's worth as a player pre-injury and pretty much sitting out an entire year. How much reputational damage did he do? And what does the NFL think of that? And where is the market going to determine that he's worth? He might have to take a 1-year prove-it deal on very little money just to try to get back in good graces because the NFL is a fraternity. These guys all talk to each other. The Shanahan disciples are all over this league. So you pissed off the wrong guy, I think, but somebody will take a chance on him. And it'll be interesting to see physically if he's let's call it 85% of what he was before, because we've seen players that get injured and sit out a year. Like it generally takes a little while for it to come back. And so I think in the Ayuk scenario, you're probably better off being the second team after the 1-year prove it deal that takes like the second chance on him, where you're like, okay, he's back on the field. He played, he wasn't as good, but he's pretty good. We're going to do a 2-year deal. Right. And so I don't know if the Jets are in a place where they can do that.
Doesn't it feel like for the same reasons you'd be out on Kyler Murray, you'd also be out on Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah, similar. Similar for sure. I don't know why I'm not equating them. I guess we know less about what the actual dispute was with Ayuk. With Kyler Murray, like it's pretty well publicized. Like the video game stuff, I have a hard time getting over, and maybe that's just because I'm old and like I don't play video games. But like I just had a hard time wrapping my head around that. Like you have the opportunity to be an NFL quarterback, and this is what you're doing instead. And so maybe I should be equating those two situations.
Unbelievable. Comments, questions, super chats. PK, I'll get you out of here with this. Your prediction right now for who the New York Jets draft second overall and who the New York Jets start at quarterback week 1 of the 2026 season.
God, that's a whopper of a two-parter there. I'm in a place right now where when the college football playoffs ended, I had fallen head over heels in love with Bane. Like I was like, that dude is wrecking the game. Every time I see him on the screen, he's wrecking the game. I don't necessarily think it's a get Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji pick based on how they've spoken about measurables in the past. And I think the arm length will scare them away. So I currently like kind of want it to be Ruben Bain, but I don't think that's where it lands. And I think ideally I'd also want them to try to slide down from like 2 to 6, but I don't think that happens either. And so what I am not fully on board with, but I think is probably the most likely scenario at this moment, is that they fall in love with the Arvell Reese measurables and that we end up hoping for the best, that we can project out what Arvell Reese is going to become, because he gives you that positional flexibility between edge and linebacker. It's a weapon for the defense that you can move around, but I think that all depends on what Glenn and Duker's plans are in terms of scheme. And until we know that, I think it's tough to predict number 2. As far as who the starting quarterback is going to be, I feel like we're on a one-way freight train towards Kirk Cousins that has been in motion for about 10 years, and it's finally nearing the station. And here it comes, and get ready for it. And for me, that's a really tough one to swallow, because I was really upset with the way that he used the Jets last time around when he was signing a free agent contract with Minnesota. And I just don't like the guy, right? And so but I'll talk myself into it. If that's
You like that. You like that. Come on. Kirk wouldn't be the worst. I think he's going to get better opportunities to start for teams closer to winning. Pittsburgh, Minnesota. I just think he's going to have a chance where like he'll be looked at as like, hey, put the right team around him. He proved at the end of the season he's still a competent player. I think he only comes to the Jets if he has no other options. Even staying in Atlanta, I'd argue, is a better option.
Well, yeah, I mean, he said it in that whatever Netflix thing he filmed last time that like he wanted no part of New York. Like he doesn't want to be here. So you're right. It would have to be another options dry up type thing. But money's a powerful thing, and we got a lot of it. And they need to do something because they're on thin ice.
Get ready for Derek Carr. I know you're excited to watch him. Where's my Carr photo? Him drop back.
I mean, this is another one I can't talk myself in. Like I can't do that. I can't do that. I would do just about anything to trade for Jameis Winston because I'm okay if you throw 40 interceptions as long as you throw 40 touchdowns also. Like dude, did you see the tweet floating around from Warren Sharp about teams that have scored 0 touchdowns in a game since 2015?
Yeah, the Jets have done it 34 times, and 34. The next closest team is like the Giants at 21, right?
Yes. Dude,
insane.
You're averaging 3.5 games a season where you don't score a touchdown. Like, I can't do it anymore. We got to score. And so, like I said, I'll take all the interceptions. Just give me touchdowns.
I love it. PK, always a lot of fun to get you on the show, man. We'll do it again soon.
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.
Paul Kilgallen from Badlands, our guest there. Hit the like button. We're presented, of course, by FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, you could bet on the Olympics. You could bet on the U.S. They're in action against the Swedes. I got the game on in front of me. The live line for the U.S. is they're still favored by 1.5 goals. So we need the U.S. to score again as they're protecting a 1-0 lead. About 15 minutes to go in the third period. Canada nearly lost earlier today, but they did, in fact, advance. So congrats to our Canadian listeners out there. But you could bet on the Olympics at FanDuel Sportsbook. I'm looking at the live odds right now. Do so for all Olympic competition. With that, we'll get to your calls coming up. Oscar writes in, this guy's a great guest, Jake. Bring him on more often. I agree. The hard thing about some of the guests on the show is they have other jobs, like real jobs, right? So the ones who are regularly on the show, you'll notice their full-time job might be in content, right? Matt O'Leary joins me every Thursday. He's a full-time Jets content creator. So I got to be strategic with who we bring on because I'm live during the day. A lot of the Jet content shows are live at night. Why? Because guys have 9 to 5s. So that's a little lift of the curtain on why certain guests are on when they're on, because we got to balance real world stuff with people's schedules, but we do our best to make it work for the best guests that we can get always. And we'll have huge guests on next week because we'll be live from the scouting combine in Indy. On that note, to your calls we go. Gus Buster Umbrella Hotline. Taylor from Connecticut is first today. Taylor, where have you been?
Long work schedules these days. Been working a lot of overtime, so I'm happy to a lot of rain today. So I got out a little early, got to catch the show live. That's really the big thing. I haven't been able to. I've been listening, obviously, but I haven't been able to get you live lately. How you been?
I'm good, man. Good to get you back on. I love the Yankee hoodie with the Jet winter hat because those are my teams.
Oh yeah, you know we're aligned. I was gonna say, it must be nice not having the 9 to 5, but then I'm like, you have to live in Jets land 24/7. We all know how that goes. I couldn't agree more with the quarterback thing with Paul. Like Jameis Winston would just do shit, he would just do something like it would give us something to watch.
It'd be entertaining football.
I almost right, like, and we'd score points. He might do some dumb shit at the end of the game and we lose, but like I'd rather that than even when the defense is good, losing 16-6 or getting blown out 42-3. That's pretty much what we've been living in for the past 15 years. But I kind of feel like yeah, I agree with you guys with Kyler. But I feel like Glenn, don't you think like Glenn might be like, listen, I'm the hard ass Parcells kind of guy. So I think, I'll get Kyler to get his shit together basically. And I'm like, but he's the best. He's probably the best talent quarterback available because I don't love Kirk And then, who's left after that? Willis, I don't care. And he's not going to come. He's going to go to Miami or somewhere anyway. So I don't like, that's the shitty part about this offseason. And I feel like why everybody's kind of like bummed, because there's no answer at quarterback and there's really no avenue to get one. And the draft is extremely disappointing in the quarterback thing this year. So I'm sure we could talk for hours about that, but that's really the biggest thing going on, because like the draft, everybody's falling in love with Bailey, I feel like, recently. Where are you at with that? Because I still feel like Reese has got to be the pick with the flexibility for Glenn and just being kind of a Swiss Army knife where you can kind of line them up at linebacker, line up as spy, line them up on the edge. If it's 3rd and 14 or whatever, just put them on the edge and let them go. Because and then the other one would be Bane, I feel like would be my second choice. But I don't like Bailey, because I just feel like it's kind of a lateral move with McDonald, a pure pass rush kind of guy, even though he might be better. But I just keep seeing a lot of Bailey, and I'm not a huge fan of that.
Well, I'll tell you what. Good call, Taylor. Watch the film review that I did yesterday with Joe Blewett, where he broke down Bailey. There's some good and bad. It's all about how they use them. All three of these guys that we debated the most, it feels like Reese, Bailey, and Reese Bailey. Why can't I think of their name? Reese Bailey and Bane. I like Bane. I think the Jets are going to be scared by the arms. I do. It shouldn't matter, but I think they're going to use the measurables as the tiebreaker. And I think right now, the draft board today, they would take Arvell Reese. They bet on the fact he's 20, can do a lot, the upside. Do I trust the Jets to coach him up? Not really, but I do like Carl Dunbar, so I'll put my faith in him. I think if the draft board today, they would take Arvell Reese. Again, I don't have a strong conviction just yet on what I would do. I'm even more open to taking a safety at 2 than I've ever been. I've had that staunch rule not to do it forever. But I think this is a unique draft. If Downs is that much better on their board than the other defensive ends, then you can make a compelling case for it. I'm not saying I would do it, but I'll at least listen to the argument. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We got 350 plus people watching live. Only 90 likes, so let's get the likes up. We only have 2 memberships that have been gifted so far, so I'm going to gift one shortly. If you want one, like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and we'll put you in the raffle for a signed Joe Klecko helmet at the end of today's show. More of your calls right now. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Let's say hello to a man who joins us live from, I believe, Mexico. It's Senor Barbarossa. Hello, Mr. Barbarossa.
Hola, maniacs. How we doing? Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we could hear you, Max. I mean, Barbarossa.
Good job. All right, cool. So I wanted to just say the guy who was just on, he was really good, really awesome. But I was looking at Taylor Linderbaum and his potential to be available in free agency.
Can you hear me?
And a couple of the things that a bunch of the different sources I was reading said that the negotiations have more or less stalled, and he's looking for somewhere between 18 and 21 million. Man, like I would throw that money at him, man. Like you said, having 4 of our 5 offensive linemen set for the next few years, we could be one of the best offensive lines, and that could maybe convince Brees not to pout, and maybe sign with us. And it also would help whoever we have at quarterback. What do you think about that?
I completely agree. Because again, no matter who the quarterback is, if your offensive line is in place, we saw the Jets look like one of the best teams in the NFL in 2008 with Favre, and then Sanchez came in as a rookie, and they had the run with the best O-line in the league those 2 years, going all the way to the championship game. So if they stack the line, no matter who the coach is a year from now, who's ever taken over is inheriting a pretty good spot for a young quarterback to come into.
Yeah, I'd like that if I was a coach and a quarterback. The next thing, we have $90 million in cap space. I mean, you get Linderbaum with about 20 million, maybe a little more. A linebacker, maybe like Anzalone, 15 million. And then maybe a secondary player like Tariq Woolen. And that's, maybe 45 to 50 million of your free agency or your cap space. And you're spending that on free agency. You got 40 million left to do, maybe if you want to sign a quarterback and you got the rookies to sign. I really think that we should make 1 or 2 free agent splashes because we have so many holes. Like we have so many holes, and we're not going to fill them all in this draft. We have 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. I would be surprised if we picked at all those things. So I think the free agencies, we have to do something there. And I really don't think we should get a wide receiver because we can get one in the draft and we'll definitely be overpaying for a wide receiver. So peace out, guys. And just shout out Dave Briga. I got a cowboy hat just to be more like you. All right. And for anybody who's interested, this is Pacifico. Adios, guys.
Enjoy the vacation, senor. The great Barbarossa, ladies and gentlemen. Good job.
Good job.
More of your calls right now. TriStar Jets on the line. What's up, TriStar?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Where have you been?
Man, it's been a minute. I haven't it's probably been close to a year since I've called in. And that's I wanted to start that. Well, first off, I love when Paul comes on, man. He's so smart. And it's hard to usually I don't agree with all your guests with everything, but man, everything he was saying, I was agreeing with everything, you know. It's kind of rare for me. But I think like the Kyler thing, we cannot go down that road. He is the work ethic scares me. In which I've not watched too much film on Jameis lately, just because he's not been a starter lately, but just the way he's out and like how he deals with the media and how he's just like a good guy. I was like, man, even if we get 7 or 8 wins, I mean, I want to have someone in there that's steady that can like be an actual leader. And I don't think Kyler's that at all.
I can't argue with any of that. Again, if you're bringing in Kyler Murray, you're strictly just betting on the talent and you hope he's motivated because he's playing for his career. The same things we said about Fields a year ago, and that couldn't have gone worse. I don't want him. I don't think the Jets are going to sign him or trade for him because, again, he's 5'10", and everything we hear about Frank Reich is that if you're not at least 6'2" and weigh 2 something, he has no interest. And Kyler Murray is the total opposite of what Frank Reich would look for in a QB. Exactly.
Not Jets related. When's the last time Alan called in?
He says he's done calling into the show. Now, I've heard that from Alan before, but yeah, we'll see if Asmaniac Madness in 2 weeks gets him out of retirement like it typically does for a lot of people.
I was going to say, I can't stand him, man. Honestly, him and sorry, Beast, but I can't stand you either, buddy. And I was like, man, I had to call in just to get my name out there just in case. Because, you know, you say you've got OGs on here. I'm like, okay, Jake, what's a real OG for the show? You define that. What's a real OG?
I think it's someone that's been around either pre-Rodgers' first season or like right around there at this point. Because that's, you know, we get new listeners all the time. Yeah. I've done now 5 seasons of Jets football on YouTube, if you will. So I would say if you were here either pre-Rodgers or like right before Rodgers became a Jet in that whole run, that's when I gained my most subscribers. I consider you an OG.
I think I joined when I think you were sub 2,500 subs before. I know it was before you started taking calls on the show.
So you're an OG then, TriStar, 100%.
I like to think of myself as one, but I didn't know, you know. But no, I loved that because I was like, man, when you started taking calls, I was like, this is gonna really go off the rails. I'm thinking guys show up naked on your damn show. Oh God, this could go crazy. I love it, man. But I was like, man, I was a little early because on my old job, I used to work on cell towers. And I used to listen to your show while I was up on the tower. And I was like, man, if I could have called in from the top of a tower, I was like, man, that could have been pretty cool too. So, but I was a little late for that. But I'm going to start calling in some more. I'm going to be working from home lately or here pretty soon. So I'll be around more.
I love it. Well, TriStar, you're a tremendous caller. Glad you called back in. All right.
Yes, sir. Good talk to you.
TriStar Jet checking in. An OG. Now, look, I've always been a Jameis Winston fan. You heard TriStar mention him. I think he'd be perfect. I don't know if the Giants would trade him, though. He's a perfect backup. And as much as I like Jameis, how much are you giving up for a year of Jameis Winston? Because he's not your long-term answer. But just like Vinny Testaverde, former #1 pick, bounced around the league, throws a lot of interceptions. Could we get Vinny in 98 from Jameis in 2026?
Hey, Jameis, would you come to the Jets? They might need a quarterback. Yeah. Jets, Jets. Ladies and gentlemen, our exclusive interview with now friend of the show, Jameis Winston.
He was interested a year ago. Then he signed a 2-year deal with the Giants. I don't know where things stand. More of your calls right now. Johnny Boy is on the line. Hello, Johnny.
Hey, friend of the show, right? I remember when you said that. That had me dead weak, bro, when you stated that.
He's a big-time friend of the program.
Yeah, sure. It's funny, man. Hey, just throwing out some names out there. So peep this out. Walker's out there for linebacker, right, from Green Bay. Kobe Dean is out there. Would you take a shot at those cats?
I don't know how they played because I haven't like watched them closely, but I know the names. Yeah, I think they're going to come away signing at least one notable linebacker. And it might not just be Anzalone. It might be Anzalone and then someone else.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, Anzalone, man, maybe a year too late, right?
I think he's still good though. He's not that old. Like he's 31. I talked to someone that covers the Lions. He says he's still a very good player. He'll give you 2 solid years.
I mean, Quay Walker, Georgia kid, another one. Kobe Dean, another one. Fit the mold. I think Quay Walker is like over 6 feet, if I'm not mistaken, like 240, right? So a big cat. I mean, he's a powerful dude, but just his issue is he can't cover really well, supposedly. So I don't know. Just throwing those names out there because let's just say we do that.
We lost Johnny. The StreamYard got him. But we got him back now. Johnny?
Yo.
Can you hear me? Good job.
How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we hear you.
Yo, so Caleb Downs, bro, at 2. If you could like,
can you hear me?
Make the squad solid, the defense at least.
Don't hate it. I'm not there yet, but I don't hate it.
I'm just saying, I don't know, just throwing out some names out there, man. But yeah, I'm a big no on Murray, dude. If that dude, unless he gets cut, it's a conversation, but I'm not trading for that dude, bro. Like, and I don't think he fits the type of quarterback that Frank and them want. I mean, I don't know what they want, but normally the mode of a quarterback that he's been wanting is over 6'2". So that's why I keep saying those other names in regards to potential quarterbacks. But, there's a lot of people out in free agency, man, that's not really being talked about enough. I think, the Quay Walker, the Kobe Dean conversation could be talked about to potentially fulfill those linebacking needs that we are needing now instead of doing it, in the draft. I mean, maybe Quay Walker and you could get like a Reese or Sonny Styles there. I would be game for that, and maybe a linebacker. I mean, another wide receiver if Lemon was to drop in the later rounds or the kid from Arizona State. Until free agency, bro, like I really don't know what route the Jets are going to go to. I just know that we need a quarterback, and that's like the biggest need for us. So, Jake, keep doing your thing, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Johnny boy, the hair's looking good.
Oh yeah, my hair's long, man. Like long hair don't care, man. Gotta, keep it up and stuff. So, but all right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
You got it, Johnny.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Johnny's hair. Johnny calling in a lot. He knows it's that time of the month. He knows 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now, is Selection Sunday. As Maniac Madness. More of your outstanding calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. There's a man on the line who's very polarizing around these parts. Some love him, some hate him. Others might find him extraordinary.
He's pointing. Gary Box, point at you. Gary Box, he point at you. Gary Box, I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. Gary Box, point at you. I point.
What's up, Jake? How are you?
Hello, Gary.
Some notes here. First off, so ChatGPT picked a Jet Cowboy Super Bowl.
I think that was the graphic, yeah.
Do not lose that Super Bowl under any circumstance. I will have to leave if they lose the Super Bowl. Like
it's never going to happen.
Honestly, like this is the same as the Mets and the Yankees. Like you asked me like 2 years ago. I called your ESPN show. And it's like, would you rather the Mets lose to the Dodgers than beat the Dodgers and then lose to the Yankees? I was like, yeah, I'd rather they lose to the Dodgers. I don't want to lose to the Yankees again. I saw that already. I'd rather lose the AFC Championship game than lose the Super Bowl with the Cowboys. It really, I can't. I hate them, Jake. I hate them. I can't lose to the Cowboys. So like, if we go to the Super Bowl, win, baby, win. Like that's it. I can't be a Jet fan anymore.
Are we really spending energy discussing a Jet Cowboy Super Bowl? For all we know, the prompt on ChatGPT was come up with the most ridiculous Super Bowl outcome do it in bracket form for next year.
This would be that. This would be that.
Okay, ChatGPT and Gemini and all the other AIs, I don't know why they can't use the updated Jet logo. They all do it. It has prevented me from doing a lot of really cool things with graphics and stuff because they only have the logo that was the logo they added for the Gase era jerseys. They don't have the updated logo that is the current one. It's very annoying. So as everyone can see on the graphic there, it's fake because they're using the old logo.
Although sometimes old school logos are good. Sometimes they're good.
Yeah, but the problem is the Jet old school logo is like a logo that was there for like 6 years.
Yeah. It's that's not one of them, but there are old school logos that hit for sure. But I had a couple of thoughts, and I guess this is going to be highly unpopular, and that's fine. That's kind of, first off, you've always been a fan of Jameis Winston. You used to mock me when I used to say Jameis Winston. That was like, it was like I was being ridiculous when I used to suggest Jameis Winston. So now you've always been a fan of Jameis Winston?
As a person, and like his style is entertaining to play, I don't think the Jets would be very good with him. But we were talking about Jameis Winston in terms of the stat that Paul gave that was making the rounds, that since 2015, the Jets have had 34 games where they haven't scored a touchdown. And the next closest team is the Giants with 21 in that span. So at least with Jameis, yeah, he's going to throw picks, but at least they're going to score points. Like, it'll be entertaining. That was the point. I don't want him as my long-term starter. I think when you originally were talking about Winston, it was like when we were debating what to do at quarterback after Zach Wilson before Rodgers became a reality. If I remember correctly, you tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I wasn't even calling in before Rodgers. I started calling in the Rodgers season. I don't remember what No, I used to, because you guys wanted Tyrod and things like that, and I wanted Winston.
Yeah, okay, I remember now. Yes, I think Tyrod was a better at the time. He's older now. I thought he was a better backup than Jameis because Tyrod would take care of the ball, come and run your offense, whereas Jameis is going to come in and potentially turn the ball over a lot. And we thought the Jets team was pretty good with Rodgers, so they just needed someone to basically hand the ball off the Brees, play good defense, and not turn it over. I thought Tyrod would have been better.
If you're like in that particular, I don't want to really
doesn't matter.
You litigate that. It doesn't matter. I want to move on to Kyler Murray, right? That doesn't matter.
Now you're going to defend Kyler Murray. This is some call. I love it.
Yeah, I this is not going to be popular. I want Kyler Murray. Like I'm not indifferent on it anymore. I'm not open to it. I'm actively campaigning for Kyler Murray. I don't know like what else. 40-year-old Kirk Cousins. Come on, guys, stop. Like stop. Is Kirk Cousins the worst thing? A, he's not coming here, and B, he's 40 years old. Like, there's no long-term upside to Kirk Cousins. He fits with the Steelers. He fits with a team that's already kind of close. Doesn't fit here. Kyler Murray, if we got him, day one, he's the best quarterback we've had since Chad Pennington. Day one. And then this thing, I don't like the video games.
How's he better than Rodgers?
Because Rodgers was 40. I mean, okay. Because Rodgers played 4 snaps before his career in essence was over. He did. He played 4 snaps.
He made the playoffs this year.
Was okay. If Kyler Murray played as well as Aaron Rodgers played this year for the Steelers, would you be happy with that, or would that be disappointing? Rodgers wasn't good this year. I was for keeping Rodgers. He wasn't good this year, Jake.
He was competent. He was fine.
Who would do better? Do you think Kyler Murray would do better than that? Of course he would.
I don't think Kyler Murray would have done better than what Aaron Rodgers did on Pittsburgh.
What has he been worse though? Like
he got benched for Jacoby Brissett this year.
True. He got a foot injury and he was out because he tore ligaments in his foot. He
was healthy and they chose to stay with Brissett.
They said back after
Gannon's job was on the line. He chose to go with Brissett over Kyler Murray. That's not a red flag for you. Murray was healthy by the end of the year.
What was he? They put him on IR.
Shut him down. Yeah, they shut him down. It's the same IR that Justin Fields found himself on with a ruptured mangina. Like again, everyone knew that was a phantom injury to sit him down because they knew his time with Arizona was done, and they didn't want him to get hurt because they didn't want the injury guarantee to kick in.
Is that okay? I didn't really follow the Cardinals situation. Is that the situation? Okay, whatever. He's been I'm not saying he's Joe Burrow or
several years ago.
He's never been bad. Like, this is what I don't understand. He's never been bad. Ever. Like, am I saying he's going to come in and save the franchise? No, he's not Spencer Rattler, right? But that being said, if we get him, quarterback's not an issue anymore. We don't have a bad quarterback. No more Justin Fields, no more Zach Wilson, no more McCown. Like, we have a legitimate quarterback.
This is a year, though. It's a 1-year thing.
For now. For
you
now.
think Kyler Murray could be the long-term? Damn it, Sweden just scored. You think Kyler Murray could be the long-term answer?
Potentially, yes. I'm not saying he's going to be. I'm saying he has the potential to do that. Yes, he could be. Could Kirk Cousins be our long-term answer?
No, but I need Kirk Cousins to be here for maybe 2 years. This year as the bridge, and then maybe he starts the year next year behind Arch Manning or Dante Moore or whoever, Julian Sand, whoever they take.
Okay, so what if you get – you're probably going to draft the quarterback next year regardless. But what if they get Kyler Murray and they win 6, 7, 8 games and they're not terrible, which I don't think they would be. I think they'd be okay. They'd probably win 7. That's great for us. Then you're not really in position to take one of those 3 quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to say we're going to get Arch or Sand or whatever one you like next year. How do you know what we're drafting next year?
I don't, but I have 3 picks to move up if I have to, and I think there'll be a lot of quarterbacks next year. You can't bank on it. We don't know. But I think if you look at it, like a year from now, let's go back to a couple drafts ago. How many quarterbacks were taken the year that Caleb, May, and Jaden went 1, 2, and 3? You still had 3 or 2 other quarterbacks go in the top 15 picks. The Zach Wilson year, there were 5 first-round guys. Like typically, you
don't want to use that as your. You don't want to use that. Was a horrible. They were all horrible.
Okay, let's use Darnold's year then, right? Rosen was a bust, but the other 4 guys are really good players. Sam just won a Super Bowl. Yeah. Josh Allen, Baker, Lamar. Like
great quarterback. Yeah.
So I can't bank on that, but if I'm playing the odds, I think there'll be an opportunity for the Jets to either move around to get their guy or just stick and pick, because I don't think they're going to be very good. And by the way, if they brought in Kyler Murray and he gets hurt, they're going to be picking near the top of the draft anyway.
I would do my homework on it. I would do my due diligence, make sure that injury isn't lingering. I would, I talk to him, but this idea that he plays video games. Josh Allen is a bird watcher. Would you say, oh, I can't bring in Josh Allen because he likes bird watching? It's a ridiculous. Everybody has a hobby. He likes playing video games.
Okay.
Which, like bird watching, isn't really going to get you in trouble.
Okay.
You're not going to get in trouble because you did too much video games.
Did Josh Allen have in his contract that he needed to study film?
Not that I'm aware.
Was there a
Jake,
clause in his contract that Josh Allen needed to study film? I'll take your word for it, because his hobby is bird watching. He needed to bird watch. He was doing that over studying the playbook.
I've never heard anyone complain about he did too much bird watching. That's fair. What I'm saying is,
so Kyler Murray had a clause in his contract that said he had to study film because the Cardinals were like, dude, you're playing video games too much. You don't know the playbook.
Was he ever in violation of that contract? Did he ever get fined for playing too much video games and not watching enough tape? Did he ever?
You don't think it's a red flag that it was in the contract? Like, you know how obsessed you have to be good at quarterback in the NFL? The fact that they had to put that in the contract, that's not a red flag for you?
It's a yellow flag.
That doesn't concern you.
It's a very moderate yellow flag. I don't care that he plays video games. Like
I don't either. But
Pat
the fact
Mahomes
that he
loves
needed
golf. That was like, you play too much golf, Pat Mahomes. Like who cares? Like, he plays video games. Of all the hobby of things that young men can do, video games. Go play as much video games as you want. You're not going to be hungover.
He's not good enough to get away with that. That's the point. He's not like Patrick Mahomes could play all the golf he wants because he's won 3 Super Bowls. He's been in 6 of them. He can play all the golf he wants.
What is it? His hobby didn't get in the way of that. That's my point. Him having
the Cardinals felt like
does.
But the difference is the Cardinals felt like Kyler Murray's hobby of playing video games was intervening with his job of being the franchise quarterback for a team that just gave him a $200 million contract extension.
They gave him the extension, and he was never in violation of that contract. Like, that's my point. Like, you should, if you're going to give someone $200 million, whatever, you should put some guide rails in there. I agree with that. Those were the guide rails. He never.
But you've never seen any other quarterback. He's not the first quarterback to play video games. He's the first quarterback that we know of that had a clause in his deal that he needed to study.
Right, and he did it. So you gave him guidelines, and
then his play is
in the parameters of the guidelines.
He's been hurt since, and his play has gotten worse since that breakout second year with Cliff when they made the playoffs.
That was his best year, and that's why I really wanted to bring Cliff in too. But that's besides the point. That was his best season. Everyone has a best season, that's for sure, and he hasn't progressed like you hoped that he might. But he's still not a bad quarterback. He's still better than any other.
I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he's a fit for what the Jets need right now. He's injury prone. I don't think he's particularly very good. He's undersized. I just don't think it makes sense for a team that's rebuilding, that's probably going to have a rookie in the room in some capacity, whether it's a second round guy or a day 3 guy. I rather just have a more sturdy vet. I'd rather have his teammate Jacoby Brissett, who was in the exact same scenario with Drake May 2 years ago. I'd rather someone like that or Kirk Cousins than Kyler Murray, who's 5'10", injury prone, and has not been good in several years. Been okay at best.
Can we stop? You just said his injury was overblown, so they could keep him on IR.
But he's been hurt every year since then.
He's played like 15, 16 games in many seasons, has he not?
He's always I've had him in fantasy. He's always questionable, always banged up. His play diminishes as the year goes on. I haven't looked it up. I haven't done the homework on it. I don't believe Kyler Murray is very good in cold weather as well. I'd imagine. I have to look at the exact stats.
I have no idea whether you're saying that because he's from Texas and he played in Arizona. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea if he's good or bad in cold weather. Like I have no clue. What I'm saying is, like, you could do a lot worse than Kyler Murray, and looking at what's actually available to you, you can't actually do better than Kyler Murray. So Kyler Murray it is. Now, I do want to make sure the injury is not a concern, and you're saying it's not a concern. You're saying it was overblown to keep him on IR. Maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah, but he still got hurt in the first place, which is a trend in his career where he gets banged up and misses games.
Little guys are going to get hurt. I agree. Little guys are going to get hurt. And that's why I don't love the salary. I don't love how much.
That's why I'm amazed you're defending Kyler the way you are, because you're so anti-Jaden Daniels, who's a lot bigger and has been better more recently than Kyler was.
I'm not anti-Jaden. If you said, Gary, you can have Jaden Daniels or Kyler Murray. I'm obviously taking Jaden Daniels. All right. Like, I'm not anti-Jaden Daniels. I was anti-taking him in the first round for those reasons. Like, this Lamar Jackson was maybe the best college football player I ever saw in my life. Where did he go? Last pick in the first round, or next to last pick in the first round, right? It's because of his style of play. It was concerning to people. Now he worked out. He was been great, but like that's why he fell in that draft. There were other quarterbacks. Like if I take Lamar could get hurt. Like there's a real possibility of that. And he has been injured quite a bit, but he's so good. It's not going to deter.
You can argue for Tua next. Is that the next?
I will never argue for Tua. I thought Jalen Hurts, who I don't think is any good, was better than him at Alabama. I said he was better when Hurts got drafted in the second round. I will never argue. If I ever argue for Tua, come send someone to my house and have them take me. It's time to take me away. They can put me in the old age home at that point with the other, CTE people. Like I will never argue for Tua, ever.
Are you on crack? Derek wants to know.
No, I'm not on crack. Like this idea that 40-year-old Kirk Cousins, who doesn't even suck. I thought Cousins at a time was an above average quarterback. That is not a better option than Kyler Murray, and he's not coming here, so you don't even need to worry about it, right? Like
Cousins is 37, by the way. He'll turn 38 in August. He's played better more recently than Kyler has. He's a true drop back pocket quarterback. He's probably a better fit for Frank Reich than Kyler would be. That's the argument for Cousins. You don't have to worry about him, not studying or not being a good teammate necessarily, not being a good influence on a rookie. Like, I think Kirk would be probably the best they could do. I think he's better than Kyler.
Now you guys want a traditional pocket drop back quarterback who navigates the pocket. But when I say Spencer Rattler, that's the worst thing ever. So now we want a traditional pocket quarterback. But last week we want a guy like Caleb Williams who could play sandlot and fire the ball from all angles, which, oh, by the way,
these aren't the same thing. These are completely different conversations. We're talking about what's realistically available for the Jets. Kirk Cousins is going to be a free agent. He's available.
Kyler Murray is realistic. I don't know if Cousins
right. Caleb Williams is not, though. Obviously, I'd rather Caleb Williams than 38-year-old Kirk Cousins. It's not the same thing.
But you're saying you want a traditional pocket pass.
I want the best available guy. I think the best available guy that's realistic for the Jets is Kirk Cousins.
Okay, I think it's Kyler Murray. So I guess we can just disagree.
Yeah, that's fine. The Jets love Kyler Murray. He's also an option that is likely available for them. We'll see what they decide.
Greatest Texas high school football player ever.
You only like him because he played high school ball in Texas. It's such a silly reason to like a guy.
That's not a reason. Well, I mean, that gets him some pathos with me for sure.
You have an Xavier Gibson jersey. You defend Michael Clemens just because these guys are from Texas.
Okay, hang on. Does Xavier Gibson forever have a place in your heart as a Jet fan?
Not really, to be honest. I think of that night as the worst night of my life as a Jet fan.
Okay,
more so than him winning that game.
Fans, like we have a bunch of good nights. Like we have a bunch of good stuff in the bank. That was a great.
I was there. It was, but as someone who was there, who was traumatized from that moment, it's tough for me to look back on that and feel great. Let's go. He saved it. It's just again, I am Maybe other people feel differently. When I hear the name Xavier Gipson, I don't think of that. I think of the fumble week 1 that lost the Jets the game against Pittsburgh.
There's a lot of bad stuff too. What I'm saying is that I never said Xavier Gipson. I always ask, is he going to even make the roster? I know he's a marginal guy, but he's got a place in my heart, like Bucky Dent has with Yankee fans. Is Bucky Dent one of the great Yankees?
Bucky Dent did way more for the Yankees than Xavier Gipson did for the Jets.
The Yankees' history and the Jets' history aren't really comparable.
Bucky
right?
Dent hit one of the greatest home runs ever to beat the Yankees' biggest rival in a playing game.
The Jets don't have moments like
right,
that.
But if they did, it'd be a different conversation. And Xavier
one
Gipson,
of their great moments in the last 15 years is that Buffalo Bills game.
Yeah,
that's one of their best moments in the last 15 years.
I don't know if that's true because it's also one of their worst moments.
That's true too. It is
one of their best moments is the following year when they smoked the Pats in their home opener to get the 2-1.
That was one of them.
That's one of their best moments over the last 15 years. I wouldn't put the Xavier Gipson thing in there because they lost Aaron Rodgers. That was the season. We had to watch Zach Wilson for another year.
I'm not saying like. What I'm saying is for our history, Xavier Gipson has a place in my heart. And maybe it was because I watched him in high school and I had a connection to him and I couldn't believe he was on the Jets. I couldn't believe he was on the NFL roster.
Do you know how many years Bucky Dent played with the Yankees, by the way?
From the way you're phrasing the question, probably 12 years, 15 years.
6 years. Xavier Gipson played 3. And Bucky Dent won championships with the Yankees.
Yes, because it's the Yankees. We don't have 27 pennants, do we, Jake? Or whatever the Yankees have. 26, 27, what is it?
I never thought I would have to look up Bucky Dent's career in a football show in relation to
What I'm saying
Xavier
is Bucky
Gipson.
Dent, despite not being one of the great Yankees, has a place in Yankee fan lore and a Yankee fan heart. The same way, in a much less historic past, a much less, fairy tale kind of history, Xavier Gipson has a moment in Jets' heart. Xavier Gipson, opening day against Buffalo, we won the game because of his punt return touchdown. I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm saying you got to scale it. We don't have 27 pennants, World Series championships like the Yankees do. We haven't made the playoffs in 15 years.
Super chat from Derek, who says, outside of Kyler Murray, who would you rather have as your bridge quarterback, Gary? Awful takes today, but I still respect your opinion, brother.
Spencer
that's
Rattler.
a U.S. goal. Let's go. Was that Quinn Hughes? Not the guy in the Devils. Let's go. There you go, Gary. Where's your American flag?
Oh, we
U.S. wins. To the semis we go. America.
There we go. Who did we beat?
We just beat the Swedes.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
The Rangers goalie. The Rangers goalie was from Sweden, whose name I can't say because there's way too many consonants in a row. I can't say his name. He was from Sweden, right?
Hit it, Charles.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
America.
Shout out USA. Shout out USA. I think that's really all I got. Kyler Murray, this thing, his work ethic is no good. How do you know? Are you in the gym with him every day? Like I mean,
that's what people who cover the team say, and that's why it got leaked that they put that clause in his contract. There's a reason for that. That's not a standard. These contracts are public.
I understand the contracts are public.
Tom Brady never needed a clause in his contract that he needed to study. I can't revisit the Kyler, but we just did this debate. You want Kyler? If they get him, I'll live with it because I don't think it's going to matter. He'll get hurt, and he will not be the quarterback in 27. So I'll deal with it for a year.
You have a very anti-Texas sentiment when it comes to football players.
I lived in Texas for 6 years.
I know, Texas. And that's why I'm questioning the.
No, I can separate sentiment. Where a guy's from my evaluation of them as a player. Like Xavier.
You defended
Michael
what's
Clemens.
his name? You defend. My brain is shot. The tight end from Ohio State, from
Jeremy Ruckert.
Thank you. My brain is shot. Jeremy, you defended Jeremy Ruckert the first 2 years he was on the team.
I did.
Is he good?
His dad Bill's a listener of mine. I had to be nice.
I can separate. That's really all I got.
Gary, eventful call from you. You're really ready for this tournament. I could feel it.
Yeah, and I'm dead serious. I'm not just okay with Kyler Murray. I'm campaigning Kyler Murray in 2026. Kyler Murray in 2026.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
Unbelievable. Love him or hate him, you watched. That's my take on Gary. Taylor D'Onofrio in the raffle. Great call from Taylor earlier. Yeah, let's go.
Give us something, anything. Yeah. We're a squirrel trying to get a nut.
Taylor giving us a $20 super chat. He's in our Joe Klecko helmet raffle. Let's get some gifted memberships, baby. We're at 2 right now. I'm going to gift one coming up shortly. And let me read Taylor's super chat. He says, signing AVT, then drafting a young guard on day 3 should be a no-brainer. Guards fall all the time. Also, the weakness of the draft will hurt the 16th pick because I think teams will forego position value and take BPA. I totally understand both points. If they bring Vera Tucker back and they didn't sign Linderbaum, meaning Tippmann would move back to guard, then they 100% are in play to take the Penn State guard at 16. They are 100% in play to take a different guard on day 2, pick 33, pick 44. Maybe a guy that could play guard / center. Maybe a tackle that is maybe better suited as a guard that you wouldn't need to play right away. 1,000%. I completely agree. Man, what a win by the U.S. It's awesome. But I agree. Taylor, you're in the raffle for 5. Henny writes in, Kyler's what Glenn thought Justin Fields was. Remember, we had to sign Fields because when Glenn was in Detroit, Fields was just so tough to game plan against. Yeah, we know what Aaron Glenn looks for in a quarterback.
What do you look for in a quarterback? Like, what's an Aaron Glenn quarterback?
A winner.
So if Glenn just looks at Kyler Murray's high school stats, then that's the guy for the Jets. That's what Gary's arguing. Famous Jay. Good to see Famous Jay in the chat. He's in the Asmaniac raffle now for 1.
We are mama way.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. More of your calls right now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline. Is a man with an intro unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Purple Belt Mike, he loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Seeing the fall on the loop, it's going to be funny forever, for sure.
What does PBW think of all this?
She don't care.
Okay.
When it happened, she wanted to make sure I was all right, and then she watched it and started laughing because it's pretty funny. So, yeah, it's fine. No big deal. Got one thing to say, though. USA! 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 Let's go.
That was a sick game. Sick goal.
Let's go. Dude, I missed the entire game until they scored to tie it up. Zibanejad scored. That's when I turned it on. And I was like, oh, shit. Because I'm finalizing a car purchase. So I'm working on getting that going. But
a car purchase?
Yeah. Getting a 2024, but it's brand new, Dodge Charger Scatback. So working on it.
Love that for you. Good luck.
Yeah, should be picking it up Friday. So we'll see. But yeah.
Kyler Murray, you want him?
What's that?
You want Kyler Murray?
Nah. Kyler Murray is good enough to make us get out of what we need. We'll have a 6 to 8 win thing because he'll win a game or two on his own. But I'd rather go a different route, to be honest.
That's fair.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe someone will surprise us. But I'm going to get back into like this contract shit. So I will catch you guys later. And then I'm going to have you on the background.
Ladies and gentlemen, PBM.
And here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
Keep it rolling with your calls. We got some heavy hitters on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, stop what you're doing. Take out your phone and hold it up. And then bring it closer and closer and closer and closer to your face.
I got my Iron UJ. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit. Hi, Jake. The closer I can get to the Jake Asman show, Jets information-wise, the better off I am.
Can you hear me?
Hi, buddy.
Hey, David.
Yeah. How you doing, buddy? Kilgallen, really good despite the Mets hat. Good job, buddy. Good job.
Can you hear me?
And free agency, boy, you guys had talked about Limberman or Lieberman. I don't know. Linderbaum. I don't know whether he want to come to the Jets, but maybe if you throw the big bag of money and you talk about a potential culture changer, that could possibly be it. And then one more thing, Jake, you're going to the combine next week, and I'm a little concerned about your welfare. And I think you need to get a restraining order against the horse. Is his name Colt? Because I know he mauled you last year.
Oh, I'm out for revenge this go around. If I see that Colt mascot, I think his name is Blue or Bluey, I'm going after him.
No way. What's your you have a taser or what?
I'm taking him out. I'm just gonna look right into his eyes, stare through his soul, and he'll fold.
All right, Jake, we got your back. Good job.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy.
Good job.
Good job. And you know what? Maybe, Max, you can go out with Jake and be his bodyguard. You know, you're learning boxing and, you might be able to defend his honor.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy. Good job.
I'll tell you what, David. Great job on this call. Not a good job, a great job.
Thank you, buddy. Having fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, David T.
I've got my eye on you. Checkmate me, full screen. It's fireball, whiskey time. David motherfucking T.
What a call by the David T. I said I was going to gift the membership. I'm a man of my word. As long as I remember. So I'm doing it right now. If you get one from me, I'm putting you in the raffle, and you are officially a channel member, and you get all the perks of being a member. Ladies and gentlemen, our next caller is joining us from down under. It's Craig in Australia who's next. Hello, Craig.
Hey, mate. How you going?
Good day, mate.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I'm getting better.
Have you been practicing with your boomerang?
I'm doing my best. I don't think I'll ever be as natural at being an Australian as you are at being a New Yorker.
Look, everyone's improving a bit by bit. The real question is, have you got your tickets to the Rams 49ers at the Melbourne Cricket Ground for later this year? This is your best chance to develop your accent.
If they served the coffee that they were serving the media people at Radio Row, I mean, I might have to.
Melbourne is the seat of modern day coffee. It's the best in the world. So that's cool that they had it there. So next time you're in that situation and you get the opportunity, you ask for a piccolo. All right, that's what you ask for. You will be teleported to coffee heaven. I promise you. And the only better one that you'll get is at my house when the day comes when you eventually come to Adelaide
I love it
to broadcast the Jake Asman show live from the office. You can hang out with Sarah. Can hang out with Luke. We'll look after you. You got nothing to worry about. And it's less than 3 months now, mate. I'll be stateside in Washington, D.C. And I'll be there for a few days. And I'm renting a car, as I do. And I'll be driving all the way up to Manhattan through Baltimore, through Philadelphia. So everyone wish me well. If I don't show up in Manhattan, you know what's happened. Something diabolical has happened.
Craig is the only person who comes to New York and wants the drive in rush hour traffic in Midtown Manhattan when it's raining. Unbelievable.
In a big black SUV, in an Escalade or something like that. Yeah,
it's unreal.
Yeah, man. I like people say to me, they go, "Oh man, you're like fearless." I go, "No, I'm full of fear. This is why I do it. I'm like, for days I start getting knotted up and anxious before I drive in the US, and it's okay when I do it. But no, I do it because it causes me fear. So I'm going to have 3 or 4 days spare. So I'll need you to check on my house for me on 47th Street. Make sure it's the Hotel Edison. Make sure it's still standing, and tell the boys in there. The doorman knows me, so you can let him know I'm coming, so you can get my room ready.
I'll let him know. I can't wait, Craig. I can't wait till like 3 months. It's amazing. Time flies.
Mate, we need things to look forward to, because right now I am sickened when I hear Kyler Murray, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota. It just makes me want to sink into a hole. And I can't believe these are the names we're talking about, that we're going to get one of them. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We don't know which one. We're getting
Or
one
they'll
of them.
trade for someone that is also uninspiring, like Jacoby Brissett or Mac Jones.
Jacoby Brissett. Or Mac. If we get Mac Jones, I might not be able to watch next season. I don't think I can do it. I hated that guy with everything I had. And I still think probably of that terrible bunch, Kirk Cousins might be the better one, but I detest him more than all of them combined individually. So we can't win. We just can't win.
No,
we got to strap in, mate, for a horror season. 2027.
That's it.
That's what we're in for.
Hope will return in 2027.
Yeah, mate. Well, I haven't been able to call in for ages because the planets haven't aligned with timing, but couldn't have worked out better. So awesome to chat to you, and I'll see you in 3 short months.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why he's an all-time great. The great Craig down in Australia.
Thanks, mate.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Craig's the man. He comes to the U.S. and visits New York more than my friends that I have that live in Houston or anywhere else in the country. I'm always like, come to New York for a weekend. Craig comes like twice a year for the last couple of years. True legend. Craig, Sarah, we got a huge Australian audience that tunes in, which is very cool. If the Jets ever played in that Melbourne game, we got to go. Well, the Asmaniac meetup is going down under 100%. I want to go to Australia anyway. It's always been on the list. I just got to find time to do it. Because if you're going to do it, you want to, see everything. It's Craig could tell you that's not an easy flight. Uno Jets in the raffle for 2. Hey now, hit it. Let's go. Thank you, Uno. He says, Jake, put me in. Uno, you are officially in. Nick Shine writes in, Mikey and Bobby will come to New York for a weekend. They just need a place to stay, Jake. Hey, give it up to Nick Shine. This is why he's a good guy. He offered up his entire home to Bobby and Mikey so they could come to New York. That's why Nick Shine is a gentleman. First, he picks up Big Cho from the airport, and now this. What a gentleman. Hey, I gifted a membership. I'm a gentleman. Listener Reem S-D2I is the recipient of said membership.
It's J-E-T-S, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
More calls right now. We were dying for this man to call in because we wanted him to be eligible for Asmaniac Madness. He's a legend. Have you been watching the show? You know who Robert C. is. He's next. Hello, Robert.
Hi, Jake. How are you?
I'm good, Robert C. How are you?
Okay, good. I'm on now. I mean, am I coming in choppy?
Can you hear me?
How's my audio?
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, do you hear me?
I do hear you. I bet I hear a robot voice too.
You sound great, Robert. There just might be a slight delay.
I mean, I heard something about this Gerard McCoy from Tennessee. He's supposed to be a lockdown corner, and he didn't play last college season. But they're saying he's supposed to be a lockdown corner, and there's not much talk about him. Do you know anything about him?
Robert C., it's good to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you.
Where have you been, Robert C.? This community's missed you.
I've been in Virginia.
Do they not have internet there?
I may have a lower voice.
We miss you, Robert.
I miss you all too.
Hey, Robert, when are you going to sing for us again? We miss your singing.
Problem is, I can't think of anything to say.
Where's Tammy?
She doesn't want to be on.
We miss Tammy.
She'll try to call some other time.
How do you feel about the Jets' pursuit of a quarterback?
I don't know about that. We know they're not getting Mendoza, right? And I'm not too happy about the choice of veterans. But I do want them to re-sign Tippmann, and I think a lot of people want this. Not Tippmann, re-sign AVT and move Tippmann to center, and forget about Myers. I mean, I think I heard that if Tippmann would be top 3 center in the NFL.
What do you think of Kyler?
I'm afraid of him being short. I mean, I know that Drew Brees was 6 foot tall. And what's Kyler Murray, 5'10"?
About 5'10".
That's my height.
You guys look alike.
And people are afraid that he's not going to be able to see over the line.
Can you see over the line of scrimmage?
I didn't play quarterback. They put me in at receiver. My coach, when I played high school, my coach, he let me in for like 2 plays. And I mean, my speed wasn't bad. My high school team, the speed was at running back. I was actually faster than all the receivers. But the coach just wouldn't let me in because I only started playing in my senior year. It didn't really get any playing time at all.
What was your snap count if you were a quarterback? Can you demonstrate?
Blue 42. Pike.
Sounds pretty good to me.
I know. 319. Which I think Richard Todd used.
Now I sound like Robert C. as well. We're having a Robert C. off.
Robert C. alert.
I'm Robert C. Who's the real Robert C?
I am.
I'm Robert C. No, I'm Robert C.
I'm standing up. Tammy mentioned no parking on the dance floor. Atlantic Star, that doesn't sound right. I don't think it's Atlantic Star. Atlantic Star did ballads.
Yeah, but they did. I think it is.
I hear Tammy
on the dance floor. And it will sound just like him on there. And Freakazoid, tell him
Freakazoid, okay. I mean, that's not really the kind of music I listen to, but that's something from the time you said look up Freakazoid and no parking on the dance floor with the robot sound.
Yeah. I used to dance for it.
And where are these effects? Are they on StreamYard? Where do you get them from? Are they StreamYard or YouTube or what?
I stole it from your backyard in Virginia with no internet.
This sounds official.
Robert C., you're a legend. I'm glad you were able to call in. We miss you.
Thank you. A self-proclaimed legend.
Someone call in another day when
Ladies and gentlemen,
says she'll call in another day when she's feeling better.
Robert C. and Tammy, who we can hear but can't see, but we love her too.
And here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
Man, the tournament is getting a who's who of people calling in. Is it enough to get them in if they haven't called a lot of late? the committee to decide. But that's what a Robert C. call is all about. You got a little bit of everything there. Ladies and gentlemen, from Robert C. to a man who has C in his last name. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Clifton time.
I haven't heard the phrase Atlantic Star uttered in a very, very long time.
What a show.
It is crazy. This show, it runs the gamut. It really does. I didn't get a chance to watch the first part of it, but whenever I see a thumbnail that says the Jets' aggressive offseason plan, I read it as Aaron Glenn trying to save his job, and he's going to do something outlandish and stupid.
Bingo. Well, to be determined if it's stupid, but they're going to be aggressive, and he is trying to save his job.
Right. Well, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to try and get a competent quarterback in here, which is kind of against our interests. They need a placeholder quarterback, or they need someone who could develop into something, right? And could that be Spencer Rattler? I don't know. Could that be the guy from the Packers who's a free agent? I don't know. But most likely the way we're going to get our quarterback is we're going to draft him in 2027. So, to throw a whole bunch of money at Kyler Murray or Kirk Cousins or anything, we know what those guys are. I don't know what it accomplishes, quite frankly. Or to even throw a ton of money at this stage of our development for Tyler Linderbaum, or they should be smart, right? They should be getting guys that are in their mid-20s whose best football is still ahead of them to come play here at positions of need. And I'm afraid that they're going to overpay for the Anzalones of the world, or we're going to know a lot about who really is holding the rudder in the next few weeks, depending on how they come through free agency. If you see the professional approach that I'm describing, you might surmise that it might be Muji. But if it's all desperation, I think that might be Glenn's hand at play, because I think he took this year personally. I think that he was chastened in his discussions with Woody in the last few weeks, and I think that he's going to do something stupid and outlandish, to be quite honest with you.
There's levels to it, right? There's trade a second-round pick for Mac Jones, which I feel will be too much, but that doesn't cripple your franchise. And then there's, sign a bunch of bad contracts that have enormous
but at
dead
the same
caps.
time, Jake, we can't afford to be spending 2 second-round picks on Mac Jones.
Agreed. I'm just saying, we got to get through this year and hope the damage is not too severe.
Right. If we're gonna do that, if we're gonna do something where we're trading a second-round pick, what I've described in the past, where you're taking a shot. I don't know Tanner McKee is anything either, but if you were to get a third-round back and get Tanner McKee, that'd be something I'd be interested in to see if you could, sign him to, good backup money long term for the 2027, and then have a void year. If he can prove himself over the course of 2 years, that would be something that's creative, and you're giving a guy an opportunity to prove himself and at low cost, and that's something that I would have interest in.
There's logic in that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jake. It's good to be home.
What was the highlight of the vacation, Kyle?
Well, it depends on who you talk to. My wife said that Guardians roller coaster at Epcot was the best roller coaster she's ever been on.
Really?
Yeah. For me, you've seen me. I'm a little bit too big, and I'm getting on in years. So for me to go on there and get jerked around is no good.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're glad you're back
Mhm.
because there's a lot of people struggling with the inside-outside game.
Well, really.
A lot of
this
people.
This is definitely inside right now. There's no way around it.
I'll tell you what. A lot of people are thrilled that you're back. Thrilled.
And I'm thrilled to be back. And I'm looking forward to the combine next week. I want to hear from some of the league experts on some of these position groups that are going to be of great interest. This is supposed to be a great safety draft. I think that there's some value there with the wide receivers in the first 2 rounds. Let's go see if we can't make the team a little bit better.
Let's do it. Kyle, excellent call. Always appreciate you calling in, dude.
Take care, bro.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Kyle Clifton, man, myth, legend. Last chance to get in on today's show. We got the Joe Klecko helmet raffle coming up. For those of you just tuning in, I noticed we had a bit of a viewer spike. If you went to the raffle, it's as cheap as $5 to enter. You just gift the chat a membership. You pay it forward, and you're in. And you're also in for the weekly raffle series for the signed Chad helmet, Testaverde jersey, O'Brien jersey, and Name It jersey. Appreciate everyone who's tuned in today. Show number 2 on the day. Had a good show with Nick Shine earlier. We got Matt O'Leary tomorrow on the show. So what's happening? All of it. Ladies and gentlemen, a man we have not checked in with yet during the show is a guy around these parts we call the Beast.
I got gas right now. Oh. Brother. What are you doing to that sandwich?
We now listen in on the Beast.
You're not doing it right with the mozzarella, brother. You're not doing it right. Oh, my God. See, you are doing it wrong. Hey, slow down that talking. Oh, my God. I watch half these guys that cannot make one damn sandwich right from top to bottom. If you can't make a sandwich, then don't put a video on the damn screen.
Were you watching a video of a guy making a sandwich there, Beast?
The guy did it wrong. Small bits of talking, not enough, moving around. It's like, and then to make it worse, you didn't melt the cheese. You put too much arugula on. Dude, small on the arugula. Small, like this.
What show is this?
I'm watching on my phone there. They're all intimidating this one guy that I like from New York, the Giovanni's Italian Deli, which I love that guy. So I still like him. He's in one of my top 3. So what you see is what you get. Crying over spilt milk is not going to pay your bills. And I also found out yesterday, one of the Nasty Boys' mom passed away. Brian Knobs' mom passed away. Yeah, just yesterday. I was like, son of a bitch. Unbelievable. And I've known Brian Knobs for quite some time. I've known him for years because him, Jerry Sags, the Nasty Boys, they're a great tag team. They're a good tag team. I've known them, since I was a kid. So,
hey, put your light on. We can't see you.
Yeah, well, I'm very tired still. I didn't get much sleep. I'm going to be.
What have you done all day today, Beast?
You see, I'm still fighting the cold. Still fighting it. I've taken NyQuil. I've taken ibuprofen, vitamins.
Did you take a NyQuil during the day?
Hell no. Don't try that DayQuil crap. That stuff tastes like.
I asked if you took a NyQuil during the day.
Hell no. Hell no, player.
So you took DayQuil?
I wouldn't touch that shit with a 5-foot pole. It's horrible. If you want, that's why you stick with vitamins, vitamin C, and at night you take that NyQuil, one shot of it, then you're gone.
One of my callers is a doctor. He called in. Can I put him on for some advice for you?
Thank you. I'll take a rain check on that.
You sure?
Rain check.
I don't think that's smart. He knows what he's talking about.
If you're gonna get Bane, you better do it now.
Woo 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 woo.
Dr. 3D Boxing joins us now. Doc, what do you recommend for Beast?
Where's Illy Goomba? Goomba.
Is he calling me a Goomba?
Yeah.
Of all avenues you could have went here, we went racial. That's what we're doing here. We went ethnic slur. That's where we're going here. All right, that was not expected. Yeah, the reason why you can't get over that virus is because viruses thrive in sugar. So you got to cut out all sugar. That's like when you give people like even chicken soup, like you're probably eating junk chicken soup. Look at how much sugar's in that. And then cake, ice cream, whatever nonsense you're eating, loaded with sugar. The soda you drink, loaded with everything you eat is making that virus last longer and longer. What I would do if I were you is I would do a 24 to 48 hour fast, and then I would drink only bone broth until the virus is kicked. It should be gone in 48 hours. Yeah, I know. And there's a reason. I know. There's a reason why you're 500 pounds. You can't get out of an attic. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what world you're.
Yeah, I know. No, keep drinking NyQuil and eating garbage. That's good for you. That's good for you.
Hey, buddy. If you want to get a tussle, you better bring your jock, pal.
Look,
don't make me get Kevin Green on you like Kevin Green.
I've given you.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
You're playing with the wrong person, Pally. I studied. This morning as I woke up, I went on my own scale. Right now I'm 272.
How much did you
I'm
weigh?
272, and you know what I can do? I can twirl you around like a thing of pizza and just keep cooking you like shredded cabbage. But
I don't even know if I believe the 272, but let's say that's true. You got me by almost 100 pounds.
Do you have
over 90 pounds?
You know what your problem is? You have hate. Last year,
he's like 5'7", so he's 5'7", 272. I'd say he's more like 325, but I don't know.
Because of your prowess ego really makes you the asshole that you really are.
Lovely.
Case closed. Mike dropped.
Do you think that I care that you called me an asshole, Beast? Like, do you think that that bothers me? Like, it hurts my feelings or something that you called me a name?
I called my shot.
You called your shot. I understand, but you didn't really answer my. Like, do you think I care that you called me a name, Beast? I'm trying to help you here, right? Like, I'm trying to help you here. You're sick for no reason.
I know where you come from, and I know a list of priority that you do not come from.
272 stoners, right?
A weird planet, and number two, your qualities lately have been a little backwards from wherever it came from. So, just to give you a little history lesson, you need. Yeah,
I gave you pretty simple advice on how to get better, right? Like a normal person would say thanks or thanks, but no thanks. Like, I
get my work from Briga. You know why? Briga knows more. Unlike some peon like you, as the $1 million man once said, don't get mad at me. He couldn't take his price. What he took.
I'm not mad at me.
He had his price, just like you have your price. Everybody's got a price for the $1 million man.
What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about.
You have your way. I have my way. You have it your way. You're
right. And the results. Well, you're off the screen now. But the results are.
Do your own thing.
I am.
Just do your own thing.
I'm literally doing it now, and you're interrupting. You're talking while I'm talking. You're interrupting while I'm doing my own thing. Right?
Get me off the street. Get me off the street. You giving me a headache is one thing, and I don't need 10 more.
You're talking while I'm talking. I'm trying to do my thing, and you're interrupting me from doing my thing. My thing is to give people medical advice so they don't have to suffer for no reason.
I sent Gary down from the heavens to assist in your recovery. Listen to him, my boy. My son.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago that you guys were laughing at me about not eating sugar and not eating carbs and going carnivore. Now it's kind of standard. Now it's kind of normal. Now there's lots of people who do it, and lots of people are losing weight. It wasn't that long ago where you guys thought that was the craziest thing you've ever heard. Like
Also,
it turns out,
if you step on the scale, there's about 125 memberships that have been pledged to this community. And rent
get on
in
the
New York
scale.
City for Jake is not
That's
cheap.
not the way you make a burger. No, 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 no. Oh, don't. Oh, that just ruined the. You just ruined
of course,
the
I'm
burger.
trying to help Beast. Like I have nothing but
Idiots don't know how to cook a burger.
yeah, I have nothing but
You don't
good
put
motivation.
ketchup on that
Like,
damn
that's
burger.
it.
How dare you? That's what's wrong with the United States nowadays. Too much ketchup, too much mustard on a burger. It ruined.
The problem is the food. A large degree of the issue is the food.
From a Gordon Ramsay, that's why you use mayonnaise, real cheese, real lettuce. Do you ever go to the store and look at the cheese, the real American cheese? Because nowadays we don't got real American cheese. All we got is plastic.
We don't really have real anything. But look at what you eat, Beast. You eat
cheese.
cereal out of a box and soda, which is to say you eat artificial food. Like what you're eating isn't actual food. If it doesn't come from the ground or the air or the sea, it probably shouldn't be eaten. It's made in a lab. It probably
You're
shouldn't
gonna
be
die. You have to take care of yourself. Look at you. You're about to puke your brains out. No.
Ketchup is America's biggest problem. I think it's a problem. I don't think it goes in the top 5,000. I think there are more. I think the soda that he drinks and the cereal that he eats in the morning, the Fruit Loops or whatever the hell he said he eats, is a bigger problem. Bigger than all of that, though. The bigger problem, even worse than the food, is the feminism. That's the biggest issue in America. If it isn't processed, it isn't for. And then look at the result, right? Like I say, these are uniquely American problems. I've been to many countries. This is uniquely American. They don't have this in other countries. Like, and you got to ask yourself why. Why is this happening to Americans? It's because of what they're eating. Look at him. He can't. He's the same age as me. He can't leave his attic. He can't. He's 400 pounds. He says he's 272. I don't think anyone believes that. I think he's at least 3 1/4.
All right.
Obviously, he's got a ton of health issues. And it's like, well, why is this? It's because of what he's eating. Is that it? Has he tapped out? Yeah, diet soda is still not good for you. Who said that, D-Rad? Like, diet soda is probably as bad or worse for you. Like, you're drinking nothing but chemicals. At least, like, Mexican Coke has actual nicotine in it.
Gary, shut up for a moment. Beast might be dead.
Clean out time.
No, he's good.
Beast, are you alive? Come home, son. Come home.
That's right, Tanya. That's right, Tanya. You got thing right.
Beast,
is that true?
Stop eating poorly, and you'll be saved.
No, that's horrible. Shit out of
Beast. Beast. Don't die. Not now, son. Not now.
What is he doing in there? Is he okay?
Beast.
Oh man.
Beast, are you taking a beast doo-doo? A beast blast, if you will? Beast, we have the raffle coming up. Will you be alive to do it? Beast, they're saying you're out of breath from coughing. Is this true? Somehow viewership has increased during this segment.
What is he doing over there? Like, does that sound healthy to you? You guys laugh, but like, there's something seriously wrong with him physically. He's making some weird sounds over there. I don't think like this is how the human body is supposed to be responding.
I had to clean my ears out with a little Q-tips and a little bit of this. This works.
Do you like ever look at all the things that you have to take and instead just say, hey, maybe I'll just stop eating garbage and fix all these things naturally? Like, did you ever like consider that?
Did you?
I'm asking a question. Like, respond to the question first. Respond to the question first.
A book at the library that reads this entitled, "How about I drive this thing called My Foot right in your big red dead ass"?
No, I'm not familiar with that book. But now on to my question.
I
was asking a serious question.
Read a book.
Did you ever wonder?
Sure. What happened? How do you eat pastrami? Simple. You take all the fat off. The fat and the gristle have to come off first. And then what you do is after you take all that off, you make sure you have the the au jus sauce. The au jus gives it that flavor. If you don't have it, then you ain't got it. I'm sorry, kids. If you want good food, you know which places to go to.
What'd you eat for breakfast this morning? What'd you eat for breakfast this morning?
Didn't you watch the first show?
He ate Cocoa Puffs? Is that true? Someone's saying he ate Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, boy. This. Ding! Ding! Ding!
Do you wonder why you're
Sorry,
sick?
I do not eat Chipotle. Chipotle's not the worst 5 out of the United States. I did a research study on that. Same with Burger King, same with McDonald's. Oh.
Hello?
Buenos tardes, amigos. Estoy en México. Amigo, el 30, can I hear you?
I can hear you.
I can't hear. Okay, now that makes some common sense. How are you, amigo?
I'm fine. I came back on because I was embarrassed how I came through on the when I was on the last time because my phone is no good. So
I see.
I need some volume.
Can I explain to something here to all these nimrods on here? Thunder Revolution's coming up to its 20th anniversary. Thunder Revolution was formed by right here. Why do you think Thunder Revolution's in its 20th, almost in its 20th year? Because of its growing force. Now you all finally get the goddamn message.
Because you're a wrestler, right?
No. I actually grew that revolution. Oh. So you could change that ear infection survivor to 20 years in the making. Thunder Revolution will become the powerful force that it is today. And it's going to grow into the future. And when it goes, it will become the force that it is now. It's because why? In 2007, I made it the force that it is now, as it is today. Stronger.
You did.
Wiser.
I sent Robert C. to talk to you, to nurse you back to health and give salient advice. Listen to him.
Look. Do not send your bloating, gloating, gloating, and whatever that. You know what? Maybe I should sound like the guy from Reverend Slick going gloat, gloat, woo, 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 woo.
Listen to him. Robert C. knows what's best for you.
Right.
The guy from
I know
Chicago.
what's best for me. I know what's best for me. You ever hear that? This will tell you by one way. Oh.
Have you been to Wrigley Field?
What? What?
Wrigley Field.
Been there, done that. Fenway Park? Been there, done that. Except there's only one other place that I need to do the next. MetLife Stadium is next.
And where do you want to sit? End zone, 50-yard line, like 20-yard line?
Maybe in the back. Maybe in the back. Like towards the end zone. That's
Maybe
a
you
little
can
more
get a
like
field pass.
So it doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. It's fine. I wouldn't mind a private booth and sit down and enjoy and have like maybe a little slice of heaven or chicken parm, but no vodka sauce and no pesto sauce for two reasons. A, I hate pesto sauce. It's disgusting. And B, vodka sauce. I just don't like vodka sauce. It's gross.
Vodka sauce is pretty good. You don't like vodka sauce?
Not me.
Vodka sauce is all right. It's all right. I don't like it on pizza. I know like that's a thing now. Like I don't want it on pizza. But vodka sauce is pretty good. I'm all right with vodka sauce.
What's that alternate spaghetti sauce that's white? I forgot what they call it.
No pesto. Ugh.
Oh, I like pesto. I like pesto.
Pesto is trash.
When I was a kid, my mom would make fresh bread and send me to school. And this is when I first moved to Texas with pesto and ricotta sandwiches. And like you go to school and like all the kids from Texas are looking at you like, "What are you eating?" Like,
no,
what
I
is
haven't
that?
been to Wrigley
Pesto is
Field.
top notch.
I haven't
Pesto's
been to
really good.
Chicago.
On my burgers, I only put mayo, lettuce, cheese, bacon. That's it. On hot dogs
Yeah,
and
that's
Polish
fine.
ketchup and mustard. That's fine.
The Polish sausage
On my
is a thing in Chicago. They
salt,
like Polish
pepper.
sausage in Chicago.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe a round of
Yeah.
Like
Oh, it's
bratwurst. Now, that stuff's good, right?
Yeah.
yes, Polish sausage.
Why do you
I
seem
won't
upset
take
about
relish.
this?
I don't like onions.
All right.
You know what?
relax.
I like to lay it down for everyone that needs to get an understanding of it.
You just seem very hostile about how you like to
get
eat
back
your
to you all.
sausage.
Carbohydrates, but not sugar.
It's because you don't understand, Gary. You don't understand that I like good quality. I don't want something that came out of the garbage heap. I'm a
I look like a younger
non-GMO
version
person.
of Trump's doctor. I don't know. Do I? Who? I don't even know who
This
Trump's
is just
doctor
like-
is.
A non-GMO
channel.
person. Oh, you know, Gary, you love to drive my patience through the roof. You know that's
Yeah.
your number one thing with Texans. Cowboys like you. That's your love. Your love is a couple more shots upside the head.
What about the infection?
Well, you better stop getting those ear infections so killing. Tell him I had one almost killed me when I was a kid.
Tammy says Base needs to stop getting those ear infections.
Yeah, what's causing the ear infection? I used to have
Okay.
I had issues with my ears as a little kid, like 6, 7 years old. I used to have I had tubes in my ears and stuff. What's going on with your ears, Beast? Why you keep getting ear infections? What's causing it?
I had
That was 10 years ago. This is 2026. Not
The
20.
worst I've had is water getting in my ear, water getting clogged in my ear. That's about the worst I've
No, I'm not asking you when it was. I'm asking what caused them. Like, what was the issue? Like, what was the underlying cause?
That happened several times, but I know. Wait a second. Whoa, buddy. What are you doing with that chicken parm? You're not supposed to put vodka sauce on that. No, not the mozzarella cheese. No, that doesn't work. It look, come on, it looked like someone took a crap on it. Give me a break. Give me something fresh. Guys cannot, I swear to God.
What's this is watching cooking videos right now?
Yeah, getting reviews. I want fresh reviews. I like, I want places that could cook fresh food that looks better, not look like shit.
What?
Calm your freaky down. You know the difference? I like fresh stuff. I eat wheat bread all the time. Why? You tell me how crazy I am. I just took 4 chair headshots.
Now that was a combination we may never see again. A beast Gary tussle featuring Robert C. with way better internet. So let's, before we get to the raffle here, get caught up on some things. I'd like to say hello to Robert with better internet now. But let me acknowledge the 5 gifted memberships that came through the pipeline from Papa Jet.
It's up to you, New York, New York.
Famous Jay says, I'm warming to Wentz as quarterback week 1. Sorry, I farted. No way would Carson Wentz be the week 1 quarterback. Good God. Ralphie says, put me in for the raffle if there's a God. Chris Carlin has watched today's show. Oh, he's been entertained if he's seen today's show. Now, Ralphie, normally the threshold is $10, but there's only been 2 other $5 super chats. So I'm going to give Derek the Jet fan, and I'm going to give Let Me In a raffle ticket as well, to be fair. All right. Before we get to the raffle, let's say hello to the Robert C. Robert, I'm glad you got some great internet now.
It's the same internet. It got 110 megabytes per second. It's the phone. That's the problem.
I thought there was no internet in Virginia for a second.
That's my laptop.
Yeah, I'm using Tammy's laptop.
Oh, the
She said
Tommy
make
laptop
sure that she
experience.
knows it's her laptop. Yeah.
So what's new, Robert C? Where you been?
Whatever's not old, I'm right here.
You look great.
Windsor, Virginia. Southeastern Virginia.
Nice.
We want to come back to New York again when we can.
We want to come back to New York again when we can, Tammy said.
Please come soon. We can't get enough of the Robert C. Tammy combination.
No, thank you.
I mean, I was embarrassed on the first call after watching it. I said I got to get back on, with the laptop. That's what I did. So
You sounded like this, Robert.
You
sounded like a robot.
Are these effects on StreamYard? Where do you get them from?
This is what your audio sounded like. I'm just impersonating you.
I know you are.
I don't think they're on the internet like that. He's got that set up.
Robert, your hair is impeccable.
I know it is.
I want to look like you when I grow up.
Again within 2 weeks.
They call me Robert.
What about 2 weeks, Tammy?
As soon as it gets cut, within 2 weeks, it fluffs back out again.
My hair's still good right now, though.
You look like
Sing us a song, Robert sing.
Jake, did any of your analysts, did any of them talk about Gerard McCoy?
Sing us the song tonight, because we're all in the mood for a melody. And you got us feeling all right?
I'm in the mood for a melody. That sounds like a Robert Plant song.
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel? What's the matter with you?
80s Joel.
Can't you tell that my tie's too wide? Next wave, new wave, dance wave, any wave, still rock and roll to me. Hello, people.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good job.
Good job.
Can you hear me?
Trying to do it, David T. I can sure hear you.
Good job.
Excellent job.
Can you hear me?
I can, but you've said it many, many times.
Good job.
Very good job.
I wish I had that voice energy.
David, are you out there? Is that David T? Is that Robert C? Who am I speaking with?
Robert C.
Good to see you, Robert C.
Good job.
I can't see you, though.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good job.
That's what I'll do in the commercial.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Sing us a song, Robert C.
Somebody in the chat maybe suggest something, and I'll see if I can.
Attention, chat. Before we get to the raffle, please suggest a song for Robert C. to sing.
I'll look and see what they have. Piano Man. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. La da da, la di da da, la di da di da, la di da di da, la di da. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
I'm sorry, I just had a
It's up to you, New York, New York.
What a performance there by Robert C. It felt like I was watching Billy Joel at MSG. Incredible. Incredible. Couple last second super chats here. Uno says, Jake, the show's addictive. Welcome to the off season, baby. We haven't even scratched the surface. The tournament always brings out the best in the callers. Leany called in today. Robert C. called in today. The committee still got work to do. This bracket ain't final. Boomtown, speaking of the bracket, he's in for one. Congrats to Boom's Canadians on their win today in hockey. Chef Kevin in the house. Great show. Jake, who we picking at 2-16. Well, Robert, see if you're out there, you write your prediction because Chef Kevin wanted it. Right now, I think if the draft were today, the Jets would take Arvell Reese at 2. Because I think he's going to dominate the combine and they're going to fall in love. That's my early prediction. Things change. I think that we're also going to see at 16 an influence of what they do in free agency. For instance, I want them to draft a receiver. If they sign Alec Pierce, they're not going to do it at 16. So it's tough to say. I don't think Sonny Styles makes it to 16. I don't know. The options at 16, very, very muddy right now. I'd just be throwing out a guess. I have no clue. We'll get a better idea next week. Black Gypsy says we're all 12 years old. And that's why this show works. Derek says, W show. Doc Jetfan says, listen, no fan base has more fun winning 3 games than we do. That's true. No fan base understands how to lose like the Jet fan. We know how to make the best of it. Incredible. What a show. I'll tell you what. We still got a raffle. I'm putting the names together. All the names need to be accounted for so we could spin the wheel of champions. Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to play a short clip. At the conclusion of the clip, we spin the wheel of champions. That sound good for everyone? I believe it does. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy a blast from the past, a moment during last year's Asmaniac Madness tournament when Jake West, while facing Bobby Midnight, called into WFAN to discuss the matchup.
Hey, do you go to the gym by any chance and play basketball by any chance or no?
Not recently. Why? You thought you saw me hooping somewhere?
I go to LA Fitness in Levittown. We have this tournament, right? 64 of us, and we play basketball, 1 versus 16, and we kind of grade each other based on our, how we play. So I'm the 8 seed. I got to go versus the 1 seed because I beat the 9 seed 10. Shout out to Ted easily. But I got to play the 1 seed, right? Here's my problem with the 1 seed. His name is Bobby. Bobby, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I love you. This guy, have you ever smelled rotten potatoes, Keith?
No, but go
Dude,
on.
so rotten potatoes is the second worst thing I've ever smelled in my life. The first is Bobby. Do I spray this guy with Mando before I play him or some butter and make him smell better? Or do I just grind it out and try to hump my way to a win?
I have a rule. If I can smell you, I'm going to tell you. Have you told him?
Bobby it's just another level, bro. And, I don't even know what to say. The 16 seed didn't even show up when he had to play him. And Bobby thought that he just won because the guy was afraid, but it was because he smelled.
He's like, no, I can't.
He didn't show up.
I can't have that smell in my nose.
If I post this guy up, I might vomit. I'm serious. It's 10 times worse than rotten potatoes.
Thanks for the call, Lane. There's enough humans that smell like rotten potatoes on the subway.
Some other Asmaniac Madness moments while we're on the topic. How about when things got a little heated between Rob and Chiefs fan?
He's more likable than you fucking old cunt. Fuck yourself, you piece of shit. Fuck yourself. Fuck you.
Well, that escalated quickly. Jesus, come on, gentlemen. And Rob and Bobby.
Well, first of all, I'm not a trade you asshole.
Yeah, you are. You are.
You're a fucking asshole too. So
fuck you, asshole. I'm gonna watch your fucking mouth.
That's the end of that rumble. Jesus. Oh my God. And in honor of Robert C., I'll play this and then we spin the wheel. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Robert C. is on the line. Hey, Robert, did you brush your hair with a vacuum?
It just pops up like they say.
Your hair looks amazing.
Yeah, we got the house remodeled.
It's all different.
The walls got painted. Whoa, living on a prayer. They asked me to sing Living on a Prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Okay.
Bravo, Robert C. That was a tremendous call. Robert C. has called back in. Hey, Robert.
Hi, Jake. I'm decorating my house, and I haven't been able to call in a while. I just wanted to say hi because it's been too long, calling in. But the house, I'll show you my house.
Where's Tammy, Robert?
I don't know. Tammy, say hi. Yeah.
You want to sing more Bon Jovi for us?
I don't know. Yeah, halfway there. Sorry, I didn't write much material because I just threw this together.
Thank you for the call, Robert. Thank you very much. Robert C. called it twice. What a show. Gator, man. Try explaining the show to someone who doesn't watch the show. Kyle says the fact that Gator has so many wigs laying around his house is awesome. You can't explain the show. You just got to be there and watch it. How do you explain this to someone?
So, guys, it looks like Glenn, another defensive coordinator without head coaching experience.
Great.
Was that a fart?
Excuse me.
I can taste it on my tongue.
You can't really explain it. You just got to live it. It lives inside of you, this program. You just never know what you're going to get. You never quite know what you're going to get.
The 27th pick in the NFL draft, the New York Jets select Dixon Hall out of Arizona State. What am I, a mind reader?
Ladies and gentlemen, now that we've covered all the bases, we say hello to our master of raffle ceremony.
Bimbo boomy, bimbo bimbo boomo ba, bimbo ba, bimbo ba, bimbo boomy, bimbo bimbo boomo ba. Hi fans, this is Mean Gene Oakland wishing you a happy 2026. Now to get over to that wheel because in a short coming time AEW on TBS is coming right up, so let's spin that wheel of champions.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Thank you to everyone who entered across our shows today. Only one can win, but we're all winners around here. Maybe the Jets will be winners one of these days. It's a signed Joe Klecko helmet that's up for grabs. If you win, please email me, asmanjake@gmail.com, your name and address, so I know where to order it to. Good luck to everyone. Thank you for your support. One spin to determine a winner. And that winner is... K-N-D.
I think the second one. Excuse me.
Been that kind of show. Congrats to KND. He's the winner. What a country.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That does it for me. Congrats to KND. We are back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Matt O'Leary is the guest in his weekly spot. Looking forward to that. Who knows what will happen on the show tomorrow. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. Big thank you to Paul Kilgallen for being our guest at the beginning of the show. I'll talk to you guys then. Thanks for helping us get to 44,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Couldn't do it without all of you. And since we're playing old clips from the past, enjoy this one. Go Jets. We're here with Charles Gorman. Charles, you're about to get into your Uber, which I called for you specifically to leave Don Jose Mexican restaurant. Give us the breakdown on the night. Did you have fun?
I had a good time. People were very nice. The food is good. I'm sorry I couldn't stay for long. My parents wanted me to be home at a certain time. I know I'm a grown-ass man, but their house, their rules. I was just like, if you guys want to, do something like this, I'll try to come to it. Anyways, have a good day and stay healthy and God bless.
Charles, thank you for the time.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he goes. Charles Gorman, everybody. One of one. A legend of our time. Go Jets. God bless America.
Now that concludes our final of the night. Good night, folks. We are about to close the doors, and we'll see you 10 a.m. Bye. We'll see you at 10 a.m. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye.
Get the f*** out.
Excuse me.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you gotta make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.